Rory McIlroy has by far been the loudest pro against the LIV Golf. It's cost him his friendship with LIV players or defectors, including the Spaniard Sergio Garcia. Things have gotten steamier as Sergio Garcia recently accused and branded Rory McIlroy as immature. But that's not all. Garcia had a lot of say about the Irishman, and we'll be getting into this exciting gist. In this video, we'll be taking you through how Sergio has weighed in on Rory and everything else surrounding the seeming beef between these two golfers. You don't want to miss any of the tea on this, so stick around until the end. It's no longer news that the global golf scene has been devastated by the escalating conflict between the PGA Tour and the LIV Golf Series. Not only has it forced golfers to choose sides, but it has also ruined friendships and relationships. Several intimate connections in professional golf have been shattered as a result of the new LIV Golf controversies. As the Breakaway Tour launched its second season recently at micah in Mexico. One of the players caught in the heat of it is Sergio Garcia, who traded the PGA Tour for the Saudi-backed franchise. Garcia has now revealed that his friendship with Rory McIlroy has soured recently. Rory McIlroy is known for his incredible skill on the green, but he has also been one of the most ardent defenders of the PGA Tour, rallying against players who switched to LIV. He has repeatedly called out the LIV Series and its members, most recently saying, "Greg Norman ought to go. He needs to leave the stage." He's left his mark, but I believe the moment has come to say, "You've got this thing off the ground, but no one's going to talk until there's an adult in the room who can truly attempt to mend wounds." It's gotten so much that even Garcia has stated he was taken aback by McIlroy's disdain for LIV Golf. He feels belittled after McIlroy brushed off his decision to vacate from the PGA Tour. McIlroy, on the other hand, shared with reporters that he was offended by Garcia's decision. In January 2023, he even revealed he wouldn't shake Garcia's hand if he was chosen to be on the European Ryder Cup team. Yup, it's gotten that far. Before now, however, the duo's friendship was well known over the years. McIlroy had even served as a groomsman at Garcia's wedding in 2017, and the two have competed together on Ryder Cup teams. Rory McIlroy teamed up with Sergio Garcia in the Ryder Cup foursomes and had one of the most thrilling games in recent years against Phil Mickelson and Keegan Bradley. They both won the 2014 Ryder Cup as Europe took a 10-6 lead over Team USA in the final day at Gleneagles. However, Garcia has given details about how much things have changed in an interview before the LIV event in micah. In the interview, the Spaniard expressed how he took offense to McIlroy's remark about LIV Golf and the golfers that decided to depart from the PGA Tour. He said, "I believe it is extremely unfortunate. I believe we've done so much together and gone through so many experiences that for him to toss it away just because I've decided to go on a new tour, well, it doesn't seem very adult. In fact, it lacks maturity." Garcia wasn't done just yet, though. He went on to add, "But Rory's got his own life and he makes his own decisions, the same way that I make mine. I respect his choices, but it appears like he doesn't respect the ones I make." This quote from the Spaniard drew a lot of criticism all over social media, expectedly. And even Sir Nick Faldo had to get involved. Six-time major winner Nick Faldo blasted Sergio Garcia over his complaint of Rory McIlroy, taking to social media in response to the remarks made by Garcia, calling the golfer the most immature player ever. Faldo then tweeted, "Now, this is incredible, coming from the most infantile player I've ever seen." Faldo has made comments against Garcia in the past, so this is not new since the two have had chilly ties before. It was sourced from the 2014 Ryder Cup at Gleneagles, where Nick Faldo was an NBC analyst. He claimed Garcia was displaying a bad attitude during the 2008 Ryder Cup since Faldo had led that year's Team Europe as captain as they suffered their first defeat in 9 years. Garcia could only earn 1 point out of 4, so you see why Faldo wasn't impressed. Garcia then replied that Faldo didn't feel he did the best job and he could say a lot about him, but he wouldn't put himself on Faldo's level. Guess what? Interestingly, it was actually Rory McIlroy at the time who defended Garcia amidst the controversy. How times change. This recent tweet and beef between McIlroy and Garcia have folks thinking back to Garcia's countless immature behaviors and tantrums from years back. There's the case of Sergio Garcia throwing his shoe in the air at an event. During the World Match Play, Garcia made a shot he didn't like and, after briefly considering a more conventional club throw, took his shoe off and threw it into the crowd. That's crazy, but it gets better. On the 13th hole during the 2007 CA Championship, Garcia missed a 6-footer, having tapped in and removed his ball, so he decided to replace it with saliva. Ew. Ugh, just weirdly irritating. Another of his dramas was when his appearance at the Saudi International came to an abrupt end when he became the first golfer to be disqualified for a new law. Under Rule 1.2 for violating the spirit of the game or breach of etiquette, a tournament committee can kick a player out of an event. So Garcia got the boot after his third round, where he was said to have intentionally damaged as many as 5 greens at Saudi Arabia's Royal Greens Golf and Country Club. "I respect the decision of my disqualification," Garcia said in a statement. "I damaged a couple of greens, for which I apologize for, and I have notified my fellow players it will never happen again." He has even been involved in an unending beef with Tiger Woods, too. The talk was once before that Sergio would have the same potential as Tiger, but Woods' light always outshone Sergio, who, some suggest, underachieved in the game. Clearly, Garcia has a thing for pissing off great players. Garcia was at the European Tour's Gala Players Awards dinner some years back, where he inquired about Woods. His answer could be constructed as a racist remark. Garcia was asked in fun if he would have the American round for dinner one night during the upcoming US Open. "We'll have him over every night and offer fried chicken," Garcia said. Yeah, that's just low, even for Sergio. Later on, the Spaniard apologized, saying that his comment was a silly remark and not meant to come off in a racist manner. However, Woods wasn't having any of it and took to Twitter to respond to Garcia's comment, saying, "The comment that was made wasn't silly. It was wrong, hurtful, and clearly inappropriate." Garcia then formally apologized to Tiger during a press conference, but there still seems to be bad blood between the two. Although Garcia has insisted that he moved to LIV because the community listens to every player, not just a couple, a clear dig at the PGA Tour for favoring views from McIlroy and Tiger Woods. "We had so much criticism when we began last June that it unified us all together, and that included with the bosses," Garcia said about LIV. He went on to add, "You can suggest things, ideas, and although they're not always followed up and acted upon, you're listened to. But that didn't happen on the PGA Tour. There are only 2 or perhaps 3 players who the bosses listened to on that tour." Garcia is said to have informed McIlroy of his choice to attend the LIV at the Wells Fargo Championship in May 2022. But at the US Open, McIlroy said he had deleted Garcia's number off his phone, and the Spaniard texted him, essentially ordering me to stop talking about LIV. Blah, 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 blah. "I was really irritated and gave him back a couple of daggers, and that was the end of it," McIlroy stated. The 33-year-old McIlroy has also admitted that he's not on friendly terms with any LIV player in September 2022, saying, "I wouldn't say I have much of a relationship with them right now. Their best days are behind them. I haven't done anything dissimilar. They are the ones that have made that decision. I can sit here and keep my head held high." For now, Garcia and McIlroy remain on different paths, but they will compete in the same tournament at the 2023 Masters at the Augusta National in Georgia, which is scheduled for April 6th to 9th. Hopefully they don't get to exchange physical blows this time. After winning the PGA Tour's FedEx Cup, McIlroy said it was difficult to stomach that more than a dozen LIV players would be competing at the DP World Tour's flagship event. Yet, he claimed that the energy present so far hasn't been hostile or toxic. "It is what it is," he said. "They're here. They're playing the golf tournament. My belief is they shouldn't be here, but again, that's just my opinion. But first we're all going to be playing 72 holes, which will be the first of them, and then we'll go from there." But it turns out it's not just Sergio Garcia that Rory has beef with. When asked whether he's been able to retain relationships with others like Lee Westwood and Ian Poulter, his longtime Ryder Cup teammates who have supported their new bosses at LIV Golf and openly denounced the European Tour, McIlroy didn't hold back, saying, "It wasn't really a situation I wanted to get myself into, knowing who was going to be in that room." so I removed myself from it and let them hash. Who's being more of the child? Let us know in the comments.